Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do you what's cracking for Thursday, the 21st of November. My goodness, we're so close to Christmas now. Just it's ridiculous. I do have a Facebook Live on the 8th of December. I put up the competition yesterday on my Facebook page. And I lost the Facebook Live for the 8th of December because I can only pin one thing at once. But if you're interested, I am running a competition at the moment. I'll probably draw a winner this weekend. Hanged Man coming out here. You know, everybody keeps saying to me how stuck they are at the moment. So I'm running a competition on my Facebook for a free reading. And also on the 8th of December, I'm doing a Facebook Live where I do the card pulls. So those are the two main things coming up. But just a reminder to keep an eye out for my TV show on Moonstruck TV every week. If you're in Australia, it's 6:30 a.m. Australian time. If you're in America, it's 2:30 on the Tuesday, Washington time. So I'm not very good with the time thing. It's right up there with dates for me. So, but anyway, let's get on with your reading. I'm using the Before Tarot here, although I do feel like I need a bit of a change. Two of Pentacles coming out. So some sort of decision here. Now, the Two of Pentacles is a card that talks of a decision that needs to be made, that both sides of the equation are equal. So it can be a head over heart decision. It can be something that you know, is exactly the same, two pathways, two jobs, two people. But what you're trying to do in this decision is trying to turn your back on emotion here. So even though you're using your heart or your intuition in your mind or whatever it is you're trying to do here, you are trying to push your emotions aside just for a moment to be able to make a good decision for yourself. And this decision is about walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. The Six of Swords talks about, you know, hopping in your boat and going into calmer waters. This guy's taken his swords with him because he's learnt so much on this journey. And even though he doesn't want to stay in that situation, he knows he has to move on. So he's very, very kindly putting what he needs in his boat. Okay, so someone's looking for stability here. So maybe through this situation, this decision, this moving away, you're looking for some sort of stability. And maybe your life has been very hectic for a while. Maybe things have not been as, you know, easy or straightforward as you want them to. And perhaps you're realizing now you have to walk away from a relationship or a situation or a job that really isn't bringing in the stability you want here. I love this. So Six of Cups coming in here. So the Six of Cups talks about nostalgia, reminiscing. So maybe when you go back, maybe this was very good to start with. Maybe this situation sort of showed you what you wanted to see. Maybe you wanted something that was stable and was committed and was, you know, loving and kind. And maybe it was a really good job. But it's not bringing in this energy anymore. So you know now in your heart you need to move on. Your intuition here is telling you that it's time to make a break from things that no longer serve you and move forward. Something much better is waiting for you here. It's waiting. So the universe has already got something lined up for you. But if you keep clinging on to this thing that you've had, so if it's a job, maybe you're clinging on because financially it's more, you know, it's something you can't give away. Maybe it's a relationship that you're finding it difficult to walk away from. It could be a lot of other situations too, but something here you have to leave behind in order to move forward. Okay. So we see you working on things here. So obviously some of this stuff is already moving. The Eight of Pentacles talks about sort of investing in something, working at something, trying to make something work. So maybe you've done all you can in this situation. Maybe you've invested as much as you can. And maybe you've been working so hard that you've realized now that you just don't have that stability anymore. If it's a job, it could be that you just don't have a work-life balance because you're putting in too many hours. And we know that that is an absolute waste of time. It's proven on so many levels that the more work you put in, the less you achieve. So we're better off with you know, sticking to what we need to do and investing what we need to invest, because anything beyond that is futile. So putting in 100 hours a week at work, well, you know, by the time you get to your normal 40, which is what most people are capable of, and that's why it's set at 38 to 40 hours, anything beyond that, you don't give it what you should anyway. So time to move on. All right, so maybe it is a relationship. Maybe you're looking at being single. It's possible that you're walking away from something to give you that level of independence. Maybe you feel that walking away from a job or a situation may not bring you in what you want, but this card shows me that you're going to do just fine. Whatever you're thinking of doing here and whatever you're moving to, you're actually creating a new world for yourself. Now, if you're partnered up or you're single, that doesn't matter here. This is showing you that you can do this by yourself. So maybe this has been something that you've measured yourself. You know how people sometimes sort of measure themselves through their work, but this is saying, no, you're fine, you'll do very well. You need to close out this cycle. Whatever this cycle is, it's holding you back from having what you want here. So whether that's a job or relationship, you are stuck because you're refusing to give away this thing that you're holding on to. So the Five of Wands talks of internal conflict, although it could be in conflict with another person, especially if you're trying to walk away from a relationship. But this is definitely bringing in some sort of conflict here. Let's keep going. But it's also a wish come true. So there's sort of like, this is why you're tossing up. This is why the Two of Pentacles. It's like, you know, do I make my dreams come true, or do I just stick it out here and just, because, you know, it's like sort of sticking with a bad relationship because you don't want to be on your own. It's not a healthy thing to do, and it certainly doesn't grow you as a person. So there's sort of this feeling here of, you know, do I move on and have this beautiful life in front of me, or do I stay where I am and have something that doesn't satisfy me or doesn't create the life I want it to? All right, so something is moving very quickly here. So if it's a job, some sort of offer's coming in here, but something's helping you to move forward. Oh, okay, we have the Judgment card. So this is beautiful, because the Judgment card talks about rebirth. It talks about being born out of an experience that perhaps isn't the best experience for you, but you're being reborn here. You also could be dealing with a situation that's been given the opportunity to rebirth. So it may be that you're not walking away from a relationship. You may be walking away from the relationship in its current state. So you may be moving away from something and releasing the energy of it in order to move forward. Wow, that's going to get too deep there. I can't go that deep. This is the Fool card. So this is about a brand new start here. And there's some sort of Five of Pentacles. There's some sort of energy here that says to me, maybe you don't have to walk away from the situation, but you have to move away from the situation as it is. So what you're doing is, in your mind, in your heart, in your general persona, you're clinging on to something. And if you let go of the form or the shape or the situation, then everything will fall away, allow you to be reborn out of this, and then it can come back in a new shape. Because some of you here may be in a situation that you're hanging on to in its current state, but maybe you're not realizing that you are able to transform what this is. I want to just go one step deeper for people who are not understanding, because I don't want to lose you here. If, for example, you've got a relationship that's not going well and you want your relationship to be better, there seems to be some sort of situation here, like maybe one of you is working too much and not investing time and energy in the relationship. So if that person were to give away the working too much, then the whole thing can be reborn. It's almost like you're giving an opportunity to heal rather than completely walk away. But this is not for everybody. This is for some of you who can make this change here and rebirth from something that wasn't good. Oh, very deep, very deep. There seems to be some sort of situation here that's leaving you very wanting, very questioning, very, You know, maybe it is, I've got no swords in this reading at all. Not one sword. Okay, very interesting here. So maybe having a very honest, open dialogue or conversation with this situation, person, or whatever it is, will help you move forward. Something about this situation can be healed if you want it to be healed. We do have the card of exchanging gifts here, which is the card of 27. And I think it's going to be very relevant. So it's about the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-off, swaying costs and determining value. And that's about, really, am I in the best place for myself at the moment? Can I do something to fix it? If not, I'm moving forward. You're entering into productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honour them, you must put in the time, exchange your experiences, skills, and commit heart and soul to what you are choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. So say, for example, some of you were in a relationship and wanted more, but the other person wasn't putting in. Have you spoken up and said, this is what I want from this relationship? This is what I want going forward. Maybe you're just getting angry and upset at the person because they're not offering you what you want, but you've never told them what you want. And maybe if you say to them, look, I want marriage in this situation, and they say, no, I don't want to get married, well, then it's time to move away. I think that's the easiest way to explain it. Because it says here, you must engage in a dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time to just do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So what you're looking at here is Spirit is saying if you want something and the other person isn't giving it to you and you have tried speaking with them, and I have no swords here, or you've tried communicating your desires, or you've put in this effort here to try and rebirth something from what it is at the moment, which is something about closing out one cycle to move to the next one. I have a brand new start here, and a wish card. It's a beautiful reading, but unless you say what you want, unless you dialogue with that person and say to them, this is what I want going forward, you may never know if they want the same thing. And if they don't want the same thing, then you move forward. You know, with your job, maybe you have to go to your boss and say, hey, look, I'm finding the job really boring. I want a new opportunity. I want to move into this area. I want to do this thing. And your boss says, well, I'm never going to move you. You can always be there. Well, then it's time to make that decision to move on. Don't stay stuck. The universe is giving you an opportunity here to take something new on. Think of it from a different perspective. You hold the answers within you. Have a wonderful day.